like you guys are suing me?
Am I talking to Mr. Thompson?
Yeah. I called earlier, but it got disconnected. I was wondering how much do I owe you guys?
Well, as I can see here, the month of the Water Internal Revenue Service is $7,600.
Well, that's okay. I'm rich, so I can pay that.
You are rich?
Yeah, I got money. You think I owe $7,000 in taxes and I don't got money?
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah.
I thought that you were also like other people who don't have money.
Oh no, I got money. What's your name?
Well, my name is Officer Jack Becker.
Jack. Yeah, you sound like a Jack. Are you from the United States?
Yes, of course.
Where?
Where?
Yeah, where in the U.S.? You sound like you have a Brooklyn accent. You from Brooklyn?
Yes, of course.
Oh, so how do I pay you guys?
Well, you're not. Well, look, you're not paying this to me, okay?
Oh, okay. Who am I paying to?
You're not paying this to me. You're paying to the government.
The government.
And the government is lucky that we got the rich guy.
Yeah. If I was broke, I don't know how I'd pay you guys. I'm really famous on the internet. You should watch my YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you have to write it and search it?
Type in, it's Sup Daily, SUPDAILY. I've got tons of videos, and they get tons of hits, so I make lots of money. Yeah, S as in Sam, you know, like a S. U as in up. P as in Peter. D as in David. A as in Apple. I as in I. I as in like the I, like the letter I. Like IRS. L as in love. I love being rich. Y as in you. You're gonna get my money. Are you gonna subscribe to my channel?
Yes, of course, I will.
Okay, but first things first, we gotta get business. Okay, so how do I give you money?
You tell me that you have this amount of you will not right now.
Yeah, I do. I told you, I got money.
You have to go to your bank. You have the amount cash with you.
Okay, so you want me to go out and pull out $7,000 of cash. And then where do I send it?
I will tell you each and everything whenever you got the money.
Where I got the money. Is it going to you in Brooklyn?
No. Right now, I'm not in Brooklyn. I'm in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, have you ever met President Obama?
Why do I have to do that?
Because he lives there. I thought, you know, you guys are neighbors. So, wait, what was the exact amount of money that I owe you?
$7,600.
And that's from I've been skipping on taxes a lot, huh? You don't get rich by giving your money to the government. Can you sing?
Look, I'm doing my job. I'm not here to take your money.
Oh, hey, no, I'm just trying to make friends. You seem like a nice guy, Jack. You have my YouTube channel, and tomorrow you should watch my channel because you're gonna be on it, because you're an idiot if you think I'm gonna give you my money. Stop scamming people. Stop.
I know who you are. I'm not a foolish like you.
Well, you're trying to take people's money.
Only the smart people can do that. Not like you.
Only the smart people can take other people's money when it's not even owed to them? Jack from Brooklyn? Do you even care? Do you even care that you're taking money from people who are innocent? No, you don't care, do you?
No, I don't care. That's what I'm doing my job.
You should find another job, because what you're doing is awful. Well, what makes you want to do this? Like, I mean, obviously I know that you're not the government, and you're not Jack, and you're not from Brooklyn. Like, what makes you want to do this?
Just to get money?
Like, there's no other options for you?
This is the easiest way to want money.
I can give you $7,000, but then I would be broke, and then you have the money. It's like you're making someone else broke, so it's like you don't care about other people.
So I do care. $1,500. I will not take all of your money.
You asked me. You said I owe the government $7,000, but you don't work for the government.
How can you make sure that this is not a government?
Because the government doesn't call people. This scam is so well known.
Okay, whatever you want to think, just think it.
Okay, I'm going to continue to think that, and I'm going to report all this to all the proper authorities, so enjoy.
Yes, of course you can, but you know what?
What?
But you know what?
What?
Even though you keep on doing that, we can also scam other people day by day. Even though you do that.
I know, but why are you taking advantage of people? That's sad, dude. Like, these people don't have the money to do it, and they're afraid for their livelihoods, and you're preying on them.
No. The person who don't have money can't pay to us, and we know that they don't have even a single money. So we stop scamming them. But the person who has money, we can know by talking to them that they have money. So we used to scam those who have money.
And people fall for this every day?
Yes.
How do you feel it's right?
Guys, sorry I kept playing that, kind of long, but it's just so interesting, so good. There's more in there. Check out Sup Daily YouTube channel. He did a great job with that one, scam baiting. If you didn't know what scam baiting was, we're probably going to mention that quite a bit on this channel and maybe even try to do it ourselves here and offer you the opportunity to scam bait some scammers and we'll share your videos on our channel or any evidence you get. So yeah, that's scammers for you. They don't really care, and the reason why he's saying we only scam people with money, it's not like that. It's the people with no money won't pay. So obviously the people with money are only the people getting scammed, right? But they're playing off of, fear there in that one. And there's multiple other reasons for scams. This is a cryptocurrency channel, I know. So we're going to talk about cryptocurrency scams and why people get scammed. So I have the top 7 reasons why people get scammed. But before we start, want to make some money? All you have to do is sign up on this website. Actually, there's probably a million of them. Websites offering you to make this kind of money. And look. I'm not even on the websites and I can show you money. Guys, this is not worth very much. I wouldn't be showing it off if it was on this channel. And I'll show you why, before I start, what could happen if some of these YouTubers that are getting, more and more bad reputations, some of them show off all their money. Some of them have even been robbed. And we'll show you what can happen if you do show off your money. And it's part of the reason I stopped that video when I did, because I don't want people thinking it's a good idea to scam, hearing how much this guy mentioned that he makes per day. And the reason he was talking to him and, not caring about time, most scammers, they're very impatient. And this is one way you can find a scammer and catch a scammer, and a big red flag when they're getting angry and impatient with you if you're trying to talk to them, or ask some questions. But this here, we didn't want to show you how much money he's making, because basically he already made his money for the day, that scammer, and he didn't care. So he would, kept talking and talking and talking, and he was obviously not shy about the fact that he was a scammer. He's very open in that video, at least, and not seeming to care, not seeming to have much. It's really, humans can look at things anyway and justify anything we do. It's part of what built into us so that we can, have multiple variety of different experiences and adapt to different environments and situations that we need to survive. But obviously these people can justify it to make themselves feel good about what they're doing, feel proud about themselves. There's a lot of cryptocurrency scams out there. The biggest one back there, OneCoin. The biggest one, I'm saying, because authorities have started a national effort to stop this. And look, the website's still up. They've been trying to, stop this coin for years. OneCoin, saying it's a pyramid scheme, saying it has no use. It's just there to get your money. Our latest OneCoin training packed with expert advice. And then we also have, let's show you a couple quick scams here. We did most of this on part 1 of this video, but just in case you didn't watch it. Super cool, awesome money symbol is scam on exchanges. The ICO is going to be launching soon here, but they're saying out in the open on their website, this is a scam. Super cool, awesome money coin is so cool and awesome, it actually does nothing at all. Much like every other cryptocurrency out there, the only difference, we're honest about it. This, I think, was built by somebody that's not into cryptocurrencies, and this is the problem, is many people are, seeing cryptocurrencies and seeing it all over the news, and scammers are flocking here. And it's a pretty good example of one. So, fact, is this a scam? You're kidding, right? It's how easy it gets. It's getting easier and easier to create an ICO, and I think, obviously it's showing that they're raising less and less money, and pretty soon this type of thing is going to ruin ICOs. Or we're just going to fix it and have better standards, and I'll talk about that in this video. A promise from the Scam Coin team: we won't sleep until Scam Coin has been successfully listed at least one shitty exchange. We can't promise anything, but by God, we will try. Happy? Scam Coin will only be used for absolutely nothing. What did you think? This is a scam, remember? There are 1 billion Scam Coins in circulation. Dr. Evil there, making $1 billion. Can I 10x my investment? We don't like making promises, but taking into account current market conditions, absolutely, anything is possible. Look at Dodge. And Dodge, I was very careful thinking about including different scams in here, and I decided not to mention Dodge as a scam because it's different. Dogecoin was created as a meme. It was created as a fun project. The fact that it's worth $1 billion now, that's up to the market to decide. People think it has value, and it's getting more and more utility as time goes on, but the code hasn't been updated in a long time. So even the creator of Dogecoin is saying, this was a fun, kind of like a joke. It was, a meme, and that's okay to make meme coins. No one's, there's no rules about who can make a token and who can't. People bought it. And this is what Super Cool Awesome Money's trying to, I think it's kind of like a social experiment. They're trying to see and test and see how much money they can raise if they blatantly say it's a scam. Also, we have ETH Connect. ETH Connect, very, very disappointing. This ICO raised a lot of money, billions of dollars, and they still don't have a working product. I invested about $100 in here, and it never showed up. It's been over 2 to 3 months. And the coin is still worth $5, the same price it was when the ICO ended. They're still just, have the website open for people that want to get suckered into it. And I have no balance in my account. There's a transaction there, and they acknowledge the transaction, but they didn't give me my money. There's no support on the website or anything like that as well. BitcoinGrowthFund.com. And Ebits. Ebits is something I was looking into. Actually, it caught my eye, and good marketing, is being available to these scams because of the potential for them to make, hundreds of Bitcoins. They can spend 1 Bitcoin to do, have good graphics and do a BitcoinTalk.org campaign. And that's a good red flag. If they only have a BitcoinTalk.org campaign, it means they didn't spend a lot of money on it. They didn't put a lot of work, time, and effort into it. It didn't have a lot of skills to build this project idea. It's basically, the poor man's way to get the word out for an ICO. Signature campaign costs a little bit of money on BitcoinTalk.org. But it's worth it if you're scamming people, and that's what we keep seeing. These scams spend a lot of money on marketing because it's pure profit, and they're taking people's life savings. So they don't mind spending it to get more people's life savings. Where you would be skeptical to spend your life savings. You only spend it or give it away if it, out of greed at the promise of making 10x or, doubling it. And this is what scamming is playing off of: greed. Top 5 cryptocurrency scams here. OneCoin at the top. LCF coins. Centrion coin. Earth coin. S-coin. There's a website here, blacklist for scams. So scambitcoin.com/blacklist. And I'll throw all these links down below. I'm going to hopefully create a website or blog where I can, put lists of all sorts of good information and tools. But yeah, these are all flagged as and blacklisted as scams. Loanbit, another company I put 0.01 Bitcoin. That's usually what I would do. Now it's becoming worth more. At one point it's worth about $200, 0.01 Bitcoin. So, you know, it hurts. That's why I put in ETH Connect 2. I don't like giving away $100 here, $100 there. Really, it's a test for these types of videos and, you know, for this show. Now I have some experience with it and knowledge. I just need to, you know, talk to a scammer now and get them on the show and see their perspective, because I know what it's like to be scammed. You'd be surprised, you know, some of these projects on here. Bitcoin doublers, anytime they're promising you, you know, certain amount of money, it's usually a scam. Cryptocurrencies don't promise money. You know, they're very volatile and they can only give you profits when the markets are doing good. So when the markets are doing bad, you know, that will fall apart, that scam. And we're going to talk about different types of scams in another video. And at the end of this video, we'll mention a couple of different types of scams. But we got to get to it, guys. Top 7 reasons we get scammed. So, you know, looking at psychology, human nature, and really trying to understand why we invest in scams and why there's so many scammers out there. So, scams being, you know, kind of the elephant in the room, especially in the YouTube crypto community, because it's more profitable to talk good about these scams and provide a, you know, get a commission off of promoting them, right? So when you dig deeper and actually ask the right questions, scammers usually give themselves away. Look at that guy on the phone. Do not be lured in by their apparent success. You know, and promoters of scams, their apparent success. Again, when you're taking many people's life savings and money, you can make your operation seem legit by spending some of that money. So what are the, you know, reasons we get scammed? Number 1, ignorance. Many people are new to this space and think it's all about profits. Actually, before we do all that, worked hard on preparing this video. I might as well use this. So this is the Scam Hammer, a weekly show we're going to start bringing you. This week's episode, you know, I started writing and there's so much out there. I did a lot of research, and guys, there's like 100 you know, articles and web pages out there. Not 100, probably about, you know, close to 50 that I came across, and I couldn't, you know, incorporate all this into one video. So there's probably about 10 videos worth of stuff here. So I started using Pocket, which is an amazing extension. It's built into Firefox and it's built into Brave browser, and you can just throw articles there for future use with certain tags. So I have these, you know, lots of good articles for our future videos, and I just got to start making these videos shorter. So number 1, but when I try to make things short, I always miss things. So gotta take your time a little bit. Number 1, ignorance. Many people are new to this space and think it's all profits all the time. Also, there is more incentive to make videos and articles talking good about creating FOMO as opposed to creating, you know, and spreading FUD. If you know, are talking bad about currencies, cryptocurrencies, and especially if people are invested in them, they're going to accuse you of spreading FUD. You make much more money by spreading lies or regurgitating the marketing schemes that were used on you. Also, many people are impatient and will not take the time to do research because they will miss the party they feel. You know, the whole FOMO thing.
And let me tell you that I am actually earning around $1,400 on an everyday basis, 7 days a week. What? many people who said that this was going to be a con artist game, that this was going to be a scammer game. Hey, you're going to lose all your money. My wife still doesn't believe in me. I'm telling him, well, honey, listen, this is real. No. That's a scam. So, guys, let me tell you, I love Big Connect.
And guys, this type of, marketing, creating FOMO, creating such hype that you feel like, this is an opportunity you're missing out on. And this guy was one of the guys at the top, and those guys did make a lot of money. But his wife, I wonder what she thinks now, looking, at him after, the the company, the lending platform's down, the exchanges are down or not accepting your coins. There's a bunch of chaos going on. They sabotaged you. They paid you out in BitConnect coin when they knew the price was going to crash. They purposely and deliberately crashed the price of BitConnect coin. They're supposed to pay you out in US dollar value, and if they did that, you would still have all your money today. But they didn't. They went against their promises, and now they're still trying to, win back your love, your attention by saying that they're trying to live up to their promises, that they're going to give you the opportunity to invest for 10 days in the BitConnect ICO, where your BitConnect coin will be worth about half of what it was worth. So you get half of your value back if you invest in their new project and give them all the rest of the little bit of value you have left, hand it back over to them. This is how Ponzi schemes work. This is how the stock markets and the wolves on Wall Street work. They never let you take out your money. They always want to, just keep getting more money in and do whatever they can to avoid you from cashing out. When BitConnect, the price dropped, I think it's 10% or something like that, they halted the exchange and took down the exchange to prevent further crashing. Well, they obviously didn't do this and purposely let it crash. So these people at the top are the only ones making money. That everyone at the bottom got screwed. So don't invest in a good idea, a pretty website, or what others are seeming to profit from. It could be all just an illusion. Ask many questions from the team and the promoter. If you are giving them money, make sure they prove why they deserve it and demand proof first. BitConnect said they had a profitable trading bot but never gave any proof. Also look for their GitHub. If the code is old and outdated, like BitConnect's coin's code was, over a year it hadn't been updated, something is probably wrong with the team and they don't care about succeeding long term. Make use of chat boxes provided on the site or contact information like emails. Look for how much info is on their website or social media. So if they're saying, oh, it's just a group of hackers like Ebits, they're saying it's a group of Australian, I think it was, hackers that are trying to create a currency for the dark web, trying to take Zcash code but not give away as many tokens to the developers, which is one of the biggest problems with Zcash. Well, maybe you should invest in Z Classic then. But this is how things work, right? So they didn't want to succeed long term, obviously, but you can find out these things very easily. They usually give themselves away, right? You just need to learn to ask the right questions. Think about what kind of questions you could have asked to be able to understand enough about BitConnect to not invest. And then ask that for the next projects you think might be scams, but you feel like investing in. If they don't share their identity, LinkedIn profiles and links and phone numbers or emails, be careful. Always protect funds online and always try to learn. And incorporate techniques like creating bookmarks or shortcuts to any account you have crypto in. If there's value in it, there's always a phishing site or scammer trying to gain access at it at all times. These scammers work around the clock. And like we heard that guy on the phone, he works for someone else. That's just his job. So the real people, the real masterminds behind this are just hiring people to do work. so they can, you know, hire people around the clock to do this, especially if it's profitable. So it's never going to end. We just have to learn to educate ourselves and, you know, create a community that is scam proof. So number 2, human nature and greed. Humans are too trusting and scammers take advantage of people's greed. I'd say they are experts on greed. Many times they promise high returns and greedy people always fall for it. Even if they feel like it might be a scam, their desire to be rich clouds their judgment. Always diversify and never put in more than you can afford to lose. Take that seriously. You know, you've probably heard it many times, but actually, you know, take this advice. People are telling you this advice for a reason. Like Vitalik, you know, when he got asked, Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, you know, young genius, when he got asked about BitConnect coin, he said, yes, most likely a scam. Definitely a scam if they offer you 1% a day. So do your research, you know, get some knowledge, become an expert in cryptocurrencies. You will over time. You know, and remember what you learned. If you got scammed already, you don't want it to happen again. You know the old saying. You know that old saying. This guy knows that old saying.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. You fool me, we can't get fooled again.
So yeah. Guys, you're probably wondering why I keep looking over there, guys. I have my TV screen. You know, I have 2 screens, my TV screen and then my computer in front of me. I'm reading off of the one in front of me, the screen in front of me, and over there I have, you know, monitoring my live stream. If you were wondering, I guess I like to look at myself because I keep looking over there. I also just like to monitor things, see how long it's taking, and control, you know, some of this stuff over here. So BitConnect, you know, looking back, it's an obvious Ponzi scheme, and this is always, you know, we always have a lot of wisdom in hindsight. You know, people that say they're in it for the technology, and then they're flashing off all this money and riches, it's a joke. Guys, I have not made a cent off this channel. I'm truly in it for the passion of it, for the technology, and to learn. I could be making money off this channel if I promoted scams, like some people, you know, created ads and things like that. But really, half of the fun of this channel is learning and creating something, you know, being creative. I'd rather be creative any day than just take money and just chase money all day. So, thankfully, I have enough, you know, money and I'm well off enough, and I've learned the law of attraction, you know, to the point where I don't need to really work. I could sit around and do nothing, but I got to the point, you know, doing that, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And before I was doing this, I was doing something, making more money. I could have made a lot more money, but it was, you know, risking myself, and again, not being fulfilled, not being happy. It's not what I wanted to do. So find what you want to do, guys, and don't just be chasing that money, because usually when you're following your passion, you'll always make the right choices. You'll always be on the right path. If you're following money, greed, or some other, you know, negative thing, you'll always seem to screw it up. Just like the law of attraction doesn't work if you're not, you know, using passion, joy, love to attract, these feelings. If you're just doing it for greed, it'll never be attracted to you. You're just pushing it away further and further. And if you lost a lot of money in this, you got to ask yourself, in these schemes, you got to ask yourself, what kind of intentions am I putting out there? Because obviously, that next guy over there is doing well, and I'm not. Every time I catch a break, I screw it up. I lose everything. So it's most likely the thoughts and energies you're putting out there. So human nature and greed, even if they feel it may be a scam, their desire to be rich clouds their judgment. Always diversify and never put in more than you can afford to lose. I keep at least $5,000 to $10,000 in cash. Sometimes I feel like I want to put it into cryptocurrency as well, when I could easily double it or multiply it. But I talked myself out of it, and I'm always happy I did, because I may need it someday. In troubling times, you may not be able to access these websites where you're holding your investments. And what if you need that money for an emergency? We also have seen that when everybody tries to cash out, say a crash is coming or starts, it is impossible, with most platforms, and they get clogged up, and it usually takes days. This happened recently when, one of the past crashes, when we're having a lot of problems with the Bitcoin network and there was spamming and stuff like that. It took me 2 days to get my Bitcoin from one exchange to another. Even Bitcoin Cash, it took 2 days. These exchanges got overwhelmed. And I think keeping your money in exchanges is one of the most risky things you can do. And I've learned that from experience as well. So I went out and bought ledger wallets. And usually you have to learn from, making these mistakes. But the smart people will learn from other people's mistakes. So I have a diverse portfolio with crypto, gold, stocks, cash. And sometimes the best investment is in yourself. And in the meantime, try to build something of value for yourself that will keep providing income. It will help you be fulfilled, and help you to live your joy. Do that in the meantime. Try to build your dream life, your dream career, and what you want to be doing for the rest of your life. Cryptocurrencies might be that. You might have a career or job in cryptocurrencies, but investing in them, that should just be something to do in the meantime and get you money to get to your, where we're trying to go, to fund your real idea and plans and goals. So after you lose a bunch of money, you realize that you could have used it, but we're too cheap and too greedy. Assume there are people who always are trying to get your hard-earned cash, make companies earn your trust, and cash out your initial investment as soon as possible. Cash out when it's doing well, not when it's doing bad. Learn to identify FOMO. There will always be another opportunity if you can't afford this one, or you miss out, or you're late to the party. So number 3 is the Vitalik effect. It is becoming easier to create a token, and it's more legal. It's a more legal way of printing money. So it is as easy as paying a developer about 1 Bitcoin or a fraction of Ethereum if you want to create the coin yourself, and with certain platforms you can. You don't have to have a lot of knowledge or be a developer or programmer anymore. So it really all comes down to marketing. And why market it yourself if you can get influencers to do it for some of your worthless coins that you just created, that you just created millions of. In some cases, in these scams, the only thing of value in it is you. And some people that, will push scams, you'll see them get right back and start pushing a new scam where they can profit off of. They will not stop. You have to unsubscribe, or choose wisely who you want to follow and watch and listen to. And even the websites that you follow. There's good tools out there and there's bad tools. So this is what I wanted to find. When you are the alternative currency you are trading, right? You are what's bringing value to some of these Ponzi schemes. The fact that these people are bringing, creating a community and bringing people to invest in, that's the only thing that gives it value. So they need you, and they should be treating you well. And this is how it usually is, right? My opinions changed like this too. When I first made this channel, I did a couple BitConnect videos. As I learned more about it, I stopped. So as our opinions change with new information, this is how humans are. Our opinion of truth, our views of the truth is never permanent, and it's always changing. So educate yourself, and you'll grow and evolve into your understanding of, a lot of these platforms, projects, and things like that. So a strong community alone can be what gives a coin value. So success comes down to public perception. And look at, some of the excuses why BitConnect shut down. So number 4, the flock effect. Like we said, the newly realized value in cryptocurrencies is a target for scammers. Now that the news and media have been covering it regularly, it's like a calling to all scammers to flock over to our community. A cryptocurrency, by the most common definition, is a decentralized, secure, non-censorable or freezable privacy-enabling token that is transparent, with a publicly available open source code and ledger. It must have unlimited use. The people run it, not one central authority or one person, and it must have consensus to make changes. Its users own, operate, and secure and determine the success or failure of the project. A perfect example of this would be Steemit.com. They've done a very good job at creating a decentralized social media platform owned and ran by the community. And speaking of uncensorable, some of these tokens in Bitcoin are now launching satellites so that the network can still run even if there's an apocalypse. So look for the projects that have those features that I just mentioned, because they're the real cryptocurrencies. They're the ones with value. Because if they don't, they're just moving a different business model onto the blockchain, to create hype and take advantage of, the hype. So these are not as valuable as the underlying technology or new technology that's created in blockchains that are created, where these applications can be built upon. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme, where the blockchain is at the top and then there's all these applications down below. They get more worthless as they go down. There's all sorts of amazing tools out there now, guys. There's no excuse to not be updated, informed, and be able to do this properly and succeed with investing. Number 5, good intentions, poor team. The creator may have a good idea, but no skills to make it happen, including how to get a good team together. They may have never run a company or not realized the amount of work, time, and commitment it takes. They may have not gotten the proper investments together to build a good white paper prototype, and may have limited knowledge with cryptocurrency and using it. This is why projects have advisors who are experienced and should attend every social networking meetup and conference out there before they ask for money or start a project on the blockchain or cryptocurrency project. if they've not been in it for a couple of years. They must be interested in learning, using resources, knowledge, data, and be up to date with cutting-edge technology that already exists. So it is crucial that they are not busy with other projects, and put this one first, and be willing to go all in themselves, as well as truly believe in it and have confidence in the project long term. Number 6, poor token economics, token metrics, and value creation model. Token economics is where you complete a task or bring value to something or a company, and they reward you with a token. We are seeing many of these models. You then redeem the token or sell it to get what you want or find value in. It works when there is a proper way to give that token value. And airdrops are like this, right? There's tons of them. I follow airdrop Telegram groups, and my phone is just bing, bing, bing all friggin' day. There's airdrops after airdrops because there's about 40 ICOs launched per day, and they're all trying to battle for your attention. So a lot of them feel like if they can give you tokens, incentivize you to follow their Telegram, their Twitter, and give them your email, then ultimately they can keep marketing to you, and they'll remind you, and you won't forget about them, and you'll always be involved in the community, in the discussion. So it works when there's a proper way to give that token value, right? Like Ethereum. In cryptocurrencies, the genius moment was when Ethereum created their platform. Useful technology of smart contracts and tools that offer anybody the ability to easily build a token and application upon. But to access the network or to process your token or transactions, they only accept ETH, the native token. So if they also want to use the model Ethereum did, they and crowdfund the projects, they would then use ETH again to accept the millions of dollars in contributions and funding. While their token is housed on the Ethereum blockchain, also making them need and rely on Ethereum to run, giving it demand, this technology, this tool that, needs Ethereum to be accessed. So this creates a demand for the token and a use for it, since it is the only way to use this in-demand technology. This demand paired with limited supply is what created the value of Ethereum today, and the only coin to live up to and maybe surpass Bitcoin's use cases in adoption. So number 7, number 7, the last one, lucky number 7. You could probably use all the luck you could get if you've been victim to one of these scams like I have, but again, you see what I did? I put $100 in just to test it out. Don't be greedy. So number 7, market manipulation, lack of regulation, standards, and hype. Sorry. So I am just going to briefly talk about this point, or so I thought until I started writing. I am not asking for more regulation that makes crypto become less crypto, just digital money. And if the governments want that, they can create their own. I believe crypto is an experiment, an evolution, almost kind of like divine intervention, and we are in the test stages of it. Hype is common for anything new and revolutionary. When profits are involved, it seems to become this tug of war between the new decentralized, trustless, freeing, and fair systems, a more evolved model, and the old, manipulative, deceitful, controlling, and suppressing primitive model. I believe it is taking the need for government, control, law, and authority away, with its trustless smart contracts and distributed ledger. I suggest not reporting these scams to authorities though, and I've thought about it long and hard myself and decided not to, and decided it would be counterproductive. Reason being, they may try to use it as a scapegoat and an excuse to ban these cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. There's already enough negative attention. I don't need to explain that. Like, if you've heard family members talk, or what I said earlier about anybody that's watched the news, there's already a huge public perception that Bitcoin is becoming more of a scam. It's the farthest thing from the truth. At the end of the day, we need to take responsibility for ignoring the warnings and realizing that we wanted to believe. We want people to have good intentions, but we may need to assume they don't to protect ourselves. Yes, we are learning the hard way what does and what doesn't work, but we can, as a community and society, do learn and create the solutions to the issues we are having. Ficoin is a new model with user protection funds, and we should have that as a new standard, and hopefully it is held by a separate and trusted entity. Right, so they have diversified strategies with a user protection fund. It's an AI bot that does lending. You lend to, kind of like BitConnect but more evolved. And they thought about long term here. They're trying to make it sustainable long term, and I honestly do think that this one will succeed. And at least if you get in on it early, and this is the public understanding now about these lending platforms, that you just need to get in early and you can make a lot of money. But this one hopefully will be around a long time. But again, if it does leave with everyone's money, it will be our own fault because we did not do our research properly and make sure that if they do have this protection fund, we want to understand how it works. And if it's really foolproof. I'm creating my own project, writing a white paper, and could use any help with that, and anybody that wants to work on or create their own token before this whole thing blows up in our faces and becomes more regulated and controlled, kind of like IPOs are today. So if you have that burning desire in you to work on a project, contact me, because I have an amazing project in mind that will help any project, if they would like to, gain the ability to be scam proof and gain public perception and public trust that even if they do fail, the public will still be taken care of. So disclaimer here, I did invest in the Ficoin ICO. I did do a couple videos about it because I think it is one of the most revolutionary ICOs and lending platforms out there. There's hundreds of them popping up after BitConnect. This is the only one that really excites me. So look at, this is, just, finishing up here with this video, just my final words. Look at people taking initiative to create curated lists of good projects, calling out scammers, creating lists of scams, shows like this one, new standards to follow, data analytics, and all sorts of ways we can make this a better and more educated community. People lose faith and stop listening to the people identified as scammers, and it is our choice to do what we want with our money. And hopefully people will stop putting it in risky places if they don't like being scammed. They say when you're younger, you should have your money in more risky investments, and as you get older, move it into more safe and non-risky and profitable investments, but also not as risky investments. When you're young, you have the opportunity and chance, and then you have nothing to lose really, so you can kind of gamble. And a lot of cryptocurrency is gambling, especially if you don't do your research and know what you're doing or have experience. Or do, token metrics and analysis of these ICOs and also watch other people's reviews and analysis of them. That's what I did in my first year of trading cryptocurrencies. It was all guessing, you know, looking at the names, trading off of a name of a project, you know, how it sounded. I didn't do a lot of research. Part of the reason I created this YouTube channel and decided to, you know, do reviews of tokens. And should ultimately, before I invest, even if I want to invest, do my own research first. Because like I said, if you miss out on this one, there will always be another one coming. So we can figure it out ourselves as the tasks and need for government moves more into technology. Some say we can trust technology, but those pumpers and dumpers, or some people say we can't trust technology, you know, to run things like government. But those pumpers, dumpers, exits, scams, thefts, and mistreatment of innocent people and taking advantage of them so far has been done by humans. Kind of like people blaming a gun for someone shooting someone, or blaming cryptocurrency for, you know, illegal activities. You know, at the end of the day, these tools can be used for anything. You know, a car could be blamed for, you know, trafficking drugs, but are those banned? A cell phone could be blamed for, you know, trafficking drugs and, you know, things like that. All sorts of illegal activity, especially cash. Do they ban cash? No. So, at the end of the day, technology just does what we program it to do. You can also argue that the programmer has the power, but I am confident, especially seeing all of the problems we are solving now with technology and the fact that humans seem to be programmed themselves to overcome any problems in our way, and we have survived this far and this long, that crypto is a gift, a token of how far we've gotten and how close we are to the future, if it is not already here. So for our next videos, guys, we're going to do a video about different types of cryptocurrency scams. Here are a couple of them. 1, Bitcoin Ponzi schemes. 2, Bitcoin wallet scams. 3, Bitcoin exchange scams. 4, Bitcoin mining investment scams. 5, Bitcoin phishing scams. 6, payment scams. 7, pumps and dumps and shilling and abusing influence. Number 8, phone porting. Number 9, ICO fraud. And number 10, well, you'll have to wait till we do the video and go more in depth. Number 10 is a mystery for now. Also, in some of the next episodes, we will be doing 10 questions to ask these projects, you know, in chat, social media, emails, that will likely tell you whether it's a scam or not. 10 red flags that are easily spotted in most scams. 10 biggest online scam pumpers, shillers, and promoters. So if you have any info for these, throw it down in the comments. 10 biggest cryptocurrency scams of all time, and 10 organizations helping to create standards and tools to prevent scamming. Us YouTubers have to be very careful, and we have more eyes on us, and envy, jealousy, and haters as we grow. Here's what happened to one blogger after showing off his money, and it's part of the reason I don't. I had to learn this in, you know, my little time on the streets, where I had my house broken into twice, where I got home invaded with people with masks and weapons. You know, because people saw me as having money. People saw me as successful. People were jealous and wanted what I had. And it was my fault for being too open. So this is what happened recently to a cryptocurrency blogger. And I'll share that with you. Before we go, the last thing, guys, I'm tired. Okay, here it is. Russia. Blogger who boasted about crypto wealth beaten and robbed for $425K. A Russian cryptocurrency investor and blogger known online as Pavel Nishin was attacked and robbed in his home in Oblast the night of January 14th. The assailants stole funds worth 24 million rubles, according to local media. So he was tied up, beaten, while a group of masked assailants, see, they were probably people that he knew, stole a safe containing cash and essential documents. So to get into his cryptocurrency accounts. So you can learn from this. The police have done this too to Forklog, a Russian media outlet. They came in his house, tried to force him to give over his cryptocurrency and put it into their wallets. He called his lawyer, and he went to jail. And when he was in jail, money was removed from his Ledger wallet into a different wallet. So they said that they did this because he was under investigation for having a money exchange business where he transferred money from cryptocurrency into cryptocurrencies, basically, having a money transfer service. This is part of the reason why I'm very careful. A lot of people, I could probably run a business and make a lot of money on local Bitcoins, just buying and selling Bitcoins, buying for cheaper, selling for higher on there, because the buy price is a lot lower than the sell price on there always. A lot higher for you to buy than it is what you're going to get for it. So, you can buy one day and then let it go up and then sell the next day, right? So I don't do this, and even some high class people have went to jail for doing this and not registering their business as a money transfer business. Well, this Forklog was a media outlet. They had nothing to do with exchanges or transferring money, and they'll use any excuse they can and create fake evidence, fake excuses. Really, the point of this is, when you're a millionaire, when you're rich, when you have a lot of cryptocurrency, and these people missed out on the cryptocurrency. Oh, look down here. It says even right here, Forklog also reported that the bandits destroyed all electronic equipment in nation's home. Oh, this is the main media outlet in Russia, and they got all their offices and homes raided, and all their crypto stolen. So you can never be too careful, with what you're showing and how secure you are. So I'm going to share links for my security video, 10 security tips. It's about 20 minutes long. It's a great video and very informative, so check that out. And I'll throw these articles down below and things like that. They'll also be on my social media if I ever forget to put them down low, because after look right here, it says that prior to that, Ukrainian security personnel allegedly tried to steal funds from the founder or CEO of Forklog in a raid of his place of residence, as well as the Forklog office in Odessa. So see, guys, I know what I'm talking about. I do my research. I do tons of research here, and so that I can, not be ignorant and just be talking and not know what I'm talking about. Especially being a YouTuber, you're held up to high standards to know what you're talking about, or at least I believe you should be. All right, guys, peace. We'll see you next time.